Right guys, so we've got a very, very tasty matchup here. We've got the Ping i25 against the G30. So two Ping golf clubs, one supposed to be for slightly better player, the I range, and also the new G30 with turbulators against the racing stripes of the i25. My name's Rick Shiels down here at Trafford Golf Centre in Manchester. We're going to be testing it on GC2, which is lots of G's and C's and I's and numbers. GC2, which is a launch one, it's very, very accurate, takes pictures of the golf ball and tells you how far the ball will carry in yards. A little bit of data on the golf clubs. Obviously, the i25 came out earlier on this year. It's got adjustability that goes up and down by half a degree. I've got this in 10.5, and in the standard stiff flex 65 grams. So the standard stiff flex 65 gram, the Ping one. Racing stripes to help you align. Very nice looking head, a little bit of a matte finish. I've done reviews on this before, so you don't really need me to talk too much about that. Against the Ping G30. So new Ping G30 with turbulators, so these little fins on top, supposed to help generate more clubhead speed, hit the ball further. We're going to test that theory. Again, changes the loft, but this time it goes up a full degree and down a full degree, and also goes up by 0.6 and down by 0.6. So it has a little bit more adjustability. Now, what I would have done is use the same shaft for both heads. It can't be done because this has 5 options of variation, and the i25 head only has 3 options. So the shaft doesn't fit both heads. I've tested it. So we're going to go and hit some golf balls. Not only going to talk about distance today, we're going to talk about how easy they are to hit, and how far and how accurate they are, how straight they are. Lengthwise, almost identical in length. I've actually got the Game Golf device here, my G30, because it's a club that I've been using. Oh, actually, one sec. Oh, I'll tell you what, the i25 might be a quarter of an inch longer, the i25 shaft. But it's not a lot, it's nothing really. Right, I'm going to be hitting real golf balls, GC2, racing stripes first. I'm going to go i25 first and see how far this goes. Now, this, I know I've got a love for this golf club. I've hit this very, very nicely in the past. This had to be prized out of my hands to actually get me hitting the TaylorMade driver, the SLDR, but the results spoke for itself. So I've not hit this for a while, and I've not tested it up against the G30 just yet. Right, let's give it a go. Racing stripes on the head, lovely looking head. Oh wow, that is really nice. That just seemed to go up and just stayed there. 280 carry distance, so 280 yards carry distance, only 7 yards off our straight line, 2,300 spin, very, very nice. Now, both Ping clubs aren't claiming to be super low spinning. They've gone away from the TaylorMade company where they said, we're going to put the centre of gravity back, we're going to go further back to help with the moment of inertia, to help with less twisting. Interesting idea. So, G30 with turbulators. Let's see what this does. Oh, wow. That was really nice. 273. Interestingly, not quite as far. More spin would be your kind of option for that. A little bit too much spin, 2,900 spin. So the i25 has just taken a slight early lead. Let's go back on the i25 again. Now, both designs on the head are supposed to help with alignment. So you've got the racing stripes for alignment, you've got the turbulators that are all pointing inwards to help again with the alignment. And help you focus on the middle of the club face, which I think is a great idea. Okay. See if it can keep up its bigger hitting. Wow, that is gorgeous. 278. 278. At the moment, there's not a great deal separating the distance direction-wise neither. So that was 10 yards offline, which, I'm happy with that for a driver. Very interesting. I would just say at the moment, the reason why the i25 is just taking an early, it kind of spins a little bit less. So let's go G20 this time. felt good. 277. I mean, it's not much in it. That's right up behind it. I was really knocking on the door of it then. 277 carry distance and only 6 yards offline. Both these two golf clubs so far are accurate. Very, very accurate indeed. Right, let's go back to the i25, which has got, so the early advantage at the moment. I was probably a bit more to the right, and it wasn't hit amazing. Right, that's really interesting. I didn't hit that amazing. It still carried 276 yards. It has spun up more, 2,950. You know, there's not a great deal in between these two golf clubs. It did go 30 yards to the right, though. That is a missed fairway. Missed fairway. So that maybe not as forgiving as the G30. We'll see. We'll see. Similar shot to the i25. Very, very similar shot. That's good. I'm glad I hit that. I'm glad I hit that because that will give us an idea. 271. So both of those two golf clubs weren't hit well. I'll be dead honest, you know, I'm not going to hit every golf shot perfect. They were not hit well. And I would say the i25 still performed a tiny bit better. The G30 has been consistently spinning slightly higher than the i25 at the moment. Right, let's go a couple more this time. Let's see what the overall results come out as. Oh, that was ripped. Wow, that was ripped. 287 carry distance. That was ripped. That was honestly really, really hit well, I must admit. If I can get one at 10 yards to the left, which is good. 2,436 spin, which is good. So they're not offering, not saying it should spin lower than 2,000. They're not saying that. Right. G30. It's got a bit of catching up to do. Hit really nicely. Now, honestly, those two golf clubs, those two shots, I cannot separate. I would say those were both identically hit. 280 carry distance. 280. I couldn't separate those two golf shots. Honestly, they felt amazing, both of them. Right. Definitely i25 has got a big advantage at the moment. This is travelling further. i25 is still their current driver. So this is not me testing an old driver to a new driver. i25 is a current driver. And they're not swapping that till probably, I don't know, next year, the year after, I'm not sure. But i25 is still a very, very, very current driver. So there's no reason why it shouldn't be going longer. Okay, two more. One shot each. Oh, so nicely hit. I don't know if it was middled. Yeah, 274. It wasn't... Just looking at the range, it wasn't middle. I mean, I smashed out the park though, to be fair, and only 1.9 yards offline. These two golf clubs at the moment are too hard to separate. I would say the i25 is going further, and we're going to see that from the numbers. Unless this bombs at 290 now, I don't believe it's going to average be hitting it as long. Nice hit again, dead straight. 271, 1.7 yards offline. I feel like we've got a fairly clear conclusion to that, guys. I'm going to show all the numbers now up on screen. Right, guys, so the numbers are in, and let's have a look at what they've turned out to be. We're going to start off with the i25 first. Average ball speed 122 miles per hour, pretty good. The spin rate was 2,599, so about kind of medium, what they would say. Launch angle 15 degrees, not too bad. Like I said, I've got both these two drivers in 10.5 degrees of loft. The carry distance, and this is carry, so we've got a predictive roll on this as well, would be 279 yards. That's nice. That's a big hit. I like those with the i25. I really do. Nice to line up, easy to hit. I hit one off massively offline, 30 yards to the right. Didn't hit it well, and it still carried 276. So it's 3 yards under the average, which you would then, you know, put that down to being fairly easy to off-centered hits as well, fairly forgiving. If I now go with the G30, let's have a look at those ones. Right, average ball speed was 164. Faster ball speed, much faster. Launch angle was identical, 1500. The spin was more, 2,900 spin. There was definitely a little bit more spin in the G30 head. They've said the centre of gravity's gone further back, which from what researchers are saying, that should generate a little bit more spin, but should help with forgiveness. It carried 274 yards, so only 5 yards on average behind the i25. I hit one way off to the right, horrendous golf shot, but it only finished 271. So again, only 3 yards off the average. So, you know, consistency again, there's not much beating that. I would say there's not a great deal separating these two golf clubs. There isn't, honestly. The i25 today, right here, right now, has travelled further, definitely. Lovely looking head, not as much adjustability, really easy to line up with the racing stripes against the G30, which on testing is very, very forgiving. I really do like hitting it. Well, both of them have proven to be as well. The turbulators are hopefully generating a little bit more clubhead speed, therefore the ball speed is faster, definitely. But with another 400 revs per minute spin, it's losing a little bit of distance for me personally. But to separate these two, I don't think you could do it. I don't think there's enough between these two to separate. Both, just to refresh again, both these two golf clubs are still in the market. They are current Ping drivers. The i25, the G30, they are current. The I range is not going to be replaced for quite a bit of time, according to Ping at the moment. So these two golf clubs are pioneers in their field. One is supposed to be slightly more forgiving, more suited to the better golfer, the i25, and one's supposed to be a little bit more forgiving for the higher handicapper. But you can see there, distance-wise, there's not a lot separating it. But on this occasion, the i25 definitely went further. Both phenomenal golf clubs to hit, without question. Really are. It kind of, again, it just refreshes and reminds us that driver technology is advancing, is moving on, but there's not a great deal that separates these drivers anymore. There's very, very little in it. Be interesting now, I might even throw a couple more drivers into the mix and also maybe test it against even more Ping drivers. They've got the Answer Club. I've tested this against the G25 before, and the G30 did win. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed that little video, please do give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe by clicking my link down below and check out my next video in the window here, guys. And that was my head-to-head longest drive and accuracy competition with the Ping i25 against the G30. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you all soon.